from such an institute, rather one which has history and possibly dream is already achieved. So it's great to be here with all of you. Possibly what I would like to delve upon or talk today is a little different in terms of its approach, and it is slightly uncorporate within inverted commas. I for one started my career in Amul, which I thought was a social organization, but to my horror it was found that it was like any other FMCG, more demanding, and Dr. Kurian was a very hard taskmaster. I spent 21 years with him, and I have seen him from very close quarters. So I worked in an organization which was social to the outside world, but inside it was a typical commercial organization with every decision, with nothing which is different than what a Aisha will take, or a Tata will take, or a Birla will take. So that's the first lesson that I had. The second lesson was when I moved to a corporate called Pidilite, very, very high demanding marketing company, more like a corporate, but another milieu, another environment, another way of approach. Third, when I moved out from all these two and to a new venture within inverted comma, a new age company, which was not born, or maybe born about a year or two, and try to do something using technology. So technology was the buzzword, and so this experience which I will talk about, the leadership, is based on what I have in my small attempt tried to gain from my experience in 3 different kind of cultures. Now, this is very important for all of you, the young managers, to know. I learned it the typical way that we talked about 70% of India is rural and 30% is urban. So I was talking to one of your professors yesterday that when I was born it was 73%, and now it has become some 68%. So in almost 67 years, you have moved 5 percentage points. So you can imagine what percentage point it will move in your lifetime of 35 years. Now if you look at this, the 5 metros, 465 cities, and the small town and the peri-urban is total, we are talking about 5,000 odd towns in India. That's the corporate world. Period. Next is 6.46 lakh. Then it moves from 5,000 moves to 6.46 lakhs, which is about 70% of the population. Right? Now, every other day you find an article in the Economic Times or Times of India saying that such and such company declares that 50% of their sales come from rural. So, and there is a lot of money in the rural. Rural is most glamorous. Possibly one of the facts that why I am invited here is possibly I bring a differentiation in terms of working in the rural. And believe me, in last 3 years, I have made more chairmen and managing directors of the companies, as I would have possibly not done sigma of all that in 28 years, including Amul and Pidilite. The only difference I bring to the table is that I work in rural. So first access, whether it's a Larry of Oracle or the Oxford of Microsoft, you send your visiting card, you are invited. I was thinking why it is so. Somewhere there is a big thing about rural, and if you are going to serve in India, it is very well that you understand this. And if leadership you are creating in this medium, in this space, then possibly not only you will work, but you will get a satisfaction of creating real wealth. So, good. Coming to the next. We were a company which was just set up by a private sector company. Government thought that they will use technology to provide services in the villages. And it was an old idea. The internet is an idea of 1990s and then 2000. So they said that every village must have a center which is IT enabled. Why not everyone else in their house? Well, it's not possible because electrification is not there. Power does not come, the quality of power is not there, bandwidth is not there. How do you get data? Now this is the first difference. Most of the places that you go, conferences that you will attend, will talk about some 128 crore population, 60 crores of mobile penetration, highest in the world. There is a difference between voice and data. The data penetration in rural areas is only 4%. Only 4%. So if there is no data, there is no internet. You have internet only for data. Voice and everything, mobility was there. So that's the first riddle that is there in the scene. So we, to our horror, we imagined and we reached and we said the data is not there. 256 Mbps bhul jao. 256 Mbps bhul jao. 15, 16 Mbps you would get. Today it hovers around 50, 60. Till that time we can do as much Silicon Valley as we want. We can do as much IT as we can want. We can keep on doing. That part will never impact them. Because when I came and joined here in 2010, I also thought, what will happen when cloud comes? What will happen when I have got a 10 Mbps connection in a village? In fact, the NOSN project, the National Optic Fiber Network project, says that there will be 1 GB. How much? 1 GB line at every gram panchayat. Look at the 2000, the earlier Planning Commission report, and what was intended to be written there as far as IT connectivity was concerned. And what have we achieved? This is what are you going to achieve? So a leader, when he is given a promise by a government or a corporate sector, that is part A for him, which is true, that's correct. But when he goes to the field and starts serving the customer, he has to solve the problem then and there. He cannot say कि सर आप थोड़ा रुक जाओ, कोई NOFN चल रहा है ना, कल NOFN आ जाएगा ना, मैं आपको सब कुछ दे दूँगा. A, B, he has made an investment. Your balance sheet has to be made at the end of the month. There is a P&L. You guys learn. Now, there is bank interest to be paid. These are not negative words. These are the challenges that a manager will face. And see what a leader does. You will find two kinds. One, who will run away. He will have only galish towards you and towards the government. कुछ नहीं होता है, यहाँ कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. Yes. That's the second kind, who will find innovative ways of doing. Like we found, we were the largest VSAT engager in rural India. 6,000. You just made a lot of money. 6,000 we had. Today only 150 are used. Because technology beat us. You just made that money, both in terms of capex as well as the bandwidth. Excellent, 99.9% connectivity, 256. Villager said, I don't need it, boss. I said, why? I'm giving you 256. He said, but you are charging me 1250. I am not going to pay you 1250. I said, then what do you want to do? He said, the services which you want doesn't want more than 16 kbps or 12, 20 kbps. I will take a dongle. 2G is more than sufficient for me. Why do I need 3G? What do you do as a business manager? Do you say, no. आपने तो सर्विस सेंटर खोला, आपको ये करना पड़ेगा, करेगा उसको, यूज करेगा, फिर डाउनलोड करने के लिए, धंधे के लिए यूज नहीं करेगा. So, two people make money, your balance sheet gets hurt. These are challenges you will face, but we found he made money. He made money. Not only that, in his village he had a huge name. How did this come? This came because of the two reasons. One, he was not scared of failure. He had made the investment and he found a way out. In spite of the corporate as well as the government not being able to provide the services which they claimed they would provide. Number two was his ability to read the customer, to know who was his customer and whom he has to serve, beyond the scope of what we learn in management books. So this is a small input that I wanted to give, and I think that most of you, who are going to work in this country, will have a huge segment of their lives as well as career which will be impacted by rural. You like it or you do not like it. 70% of the population, lot of social security money being flown. You will continuously be taxed at 30%, maybe 35%, maybe 40%, but the man in the village, he will be continuously pampered by the government. That economy is going to fluster. 3,65,000 crore, you will never find will grow at less than 10% CAGR. आपका urban market में CAGR हो growth या नहीं हो. 3,65,000 will go to 4,20,000 to 4,30,000. Whether you make money or we do not make money. So a lot of money will go, but at the same time, completely fragmented. Strewn over 6.45 lakh villages. In that market, when there is a leader who is working, a business leader who is working, what does he bring to the table? Does he work by copybook? Does he learn? And you guys, when you go from here, some of you would like to work in rural areas, keep your eyes and ears open. The learning is very much there in that village. Don't force feed your learning from elsewhere saying that ye aisa hi hota hai. Then you will only plead for some illusionary commercial benefit in long term to come, and long term will remain long term. It will never come to you unless you learn from them. So while doing successes and failures, both we saw along with our entrepreneurs. This is one Swami Vivekananda had asked to his guru that does failure hurt more than moving in the right direction? So many of you, like Police said in the morning, maybe you will start your own ventures, maybe you will go and work for the unserved. The point is, what is success? Is going to a branded institute, be in technology or management, and landing up yourself in where 90% of the crowd wants to land up, the top 5 IT companies, the top 5 FMCG companies. Is that success? Or what his guru answered, that success is a measure decided by others. Satisfaction is a measure decided by you. So you need to decide what gives you pleasure. That is what I think most of the leaders decide, and that is why they become successful and differentiated from the common mass. Thank you.